Hello everyone, welcome back to my garage, which is still freezing. It's about -5 out there right now, and I don't think it's much warmer in here. So I was planning actually on waiting until maybe a couple of weeks' time to do this video, by which time my electrician friend will have been in, and then I'd be a little bit closer to wiring up the... Why does my finger look so short on this camera at that angle? My hands aren't that... Look, normal size hand. What's this? Little stump. Anyway, yeah, a little bit... Must be the wide angle lens. I don't know. Diesel heater, still not rigged up. 2 weeks' time, hopefully rigged up. Warmth, you get the picture. But I am in here earlier for a very exciting reason for me. I need to take some photos of me with the car. Now, had I kind of planned this a bit better, I clearly would have taken some photos in autumn, out with the car, nice autumn sunset, me posing with the car, that kind of thing. But I'm not organised. So now I've taken the car to bits. I need to take photos of me with the car. I'm just going to do a sort of photo of me working on the car. And I want it to be a photo of me doing something real on the car. So cut a long story short, I'm going to be taking the radiator out. So I thought once I'm about to lift the radiator, set the camera up and do some nice shots of lifting radiator out of car, because that's some proper work. The reason for that is this car and me are very lucky to be featured in a glossy magazine next year. So very excited about that. I can't say anything more than that, but I'll certainly be talking about it more next year, and I'll let you know which magazine and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I need to crack on. I need to strip down everything else I need to do to get to the radiator and finally drop that coolant, which we didn't get done last time. However, just before we do that, I'm going to go over to the car, because last episode we had a bit of a chat about something else exciting that was being delivered and was going in the engine bay. And thank you very much to the 2 or 3 people that wrote back with their suggestions of what it might be. So I'm just going to pull up the screenshots of the people's ideas. I think, I can't remember off the top of my head, I think one person said an AAV, so that's the auxiliary air valve. Another person said a hood liner. I think that was it. I think there was just 2 suggestions. So thank you very much to, and I will list your names down here. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's very rude of me. I should have researched before I did this video, but I literally come back from work and run straight in the garage. But thank you very much for your entries. However, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Nobody won the prize. The prize that there was totally a prize. Yeah, the prize was, think of a prize, a brandy. Yes, the prize was a brandy in the pub. So because no one guessed it right, I'm just going to have the prize myself, because there was a prize and that's what the prize is. So I'm going to go to the pub and have a brandy because you guys didn't guess it right. And then we'll go to the car and I'll show you what it was. Deal? Yes. A single of the Martel Vsop, please.
Right.
Next one. That's the Vis. That's just the Vis.
That was in my visual.
I know. I would like the Vsop. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Right. Before we turn the camera that way, I'm just going to paste in a photo of what the engine bay looked like before, and then we'll go over there and see if you see the difference. I think you will. Do you see it? Do you see? Look at it. Oh my God. I know I shouldn't be as excited as I am, but I've been looking for one of these V12 6-litre facelift engine plastic flap thing for... eight years. You just can't get them. I was on a promise of one for a while from Black Country Jaguar, but they never found theirs in some warehouse somewhere where some guy in France has the... I don't know. There was some mess up there. Apparently they've got 2, by the way. If you are searching for one, go and hassle Black Country Jaguar. Lovely father and son team in Norfolk own the company now, and they've got a huge stock of stuff. But they couldn't find these for me. I was sat Googling one night, as I do, just looking at random parts, and I always kind of kept looking for one of these. And one night, this popped up for $200 on eBay USA. So I was like, oh my God, it's there. I've got to have it. Clicked buy it now. Seller does not sell to your area. Please, please change your address, which I found quite amusing. Like I'm just going to, oh yeah, okay, I'll just go and move to America to get the part. Anyway, I thought, well, I'll message the seller. Seller does not accept messages from your area. I was like, for fuck's sake, I know someone was going to buy it at any second because I know how rare they are. And there must be other people like me who've been looking for one for ages. So I had a bit of a panic, got very annoyed with eBay, and then thought, right, actually, what can I do? Let's calm down. How can I try and get this part before some other person buys it? Now, a while ago, my scuttles, this will be a clue as to why I might redo my scuttles at some point. If you know how this should look, you know that's not right, despite them being beautiful. I'm going to do a whole episode on that, and we're going to do a complete destruction rebuild in a year or two, because I did this way before I was doing videos, and I'm not doing that again for a while because that's massive work. However, I am prepared for that with these two beautiful, well, one beautiful and one as it came scuttle panels. I've prepped that one. That one's just going to go into storage, and I need to do the same with that one. These are from an amazing guy called Wayne Miller, who I found on the Facebook groups. If you're not on the Facebook groups and you've got an XJS and you want parts and advice and all that kind of thing, get yourself on the Facebook groups. Just join as many XJS or Jaguar groups as possible, because you meet people like Wayne, who posted an XJS that he was breaking. It was actually a 4-litre, but I knew the scuttles were the same on the 4-litre and the 6-litre of the later cars. Also, he's around Florida. Was it Florida or somewhere? I can't remember. California, that's it. So I know there wasn't going to be any rust either. Obviously, you guys we suffer from rust. You guys over there suffer from rust, sun damage. But sun damage doesn't bother me for metal panels. So I contacted him and said, I know it's a bit of a big job, but would you cut these out? And it was a massive job for him, but he just put so much effort in, and he was so lovely, and he communicated through the whole thing, really reasonable price, and got these shipped over to me. So I've got these now. That is part of the story for that, but also when I couldn't get this part because the eBay seller wouldn't sell to the UK, I contacted Wayne, that guy, again, and bear in mind, he'd only dealt with me once. He didn't know me really, but I said, hey mate, would you buy this part for me and then ship it over to me in the UK if I give you the money? And you know what? He just said yes, no questions asked, just bought it and shipped it. What an awesome guy. So massive thanks to Wayne Miller. I think he runs an off-road company, so I'm going to paste his website in here and put him in the comments. So if you need some off-road parts, maybe go buy them off him, because I can vouch for him being a top bloke. Right, that's enough excited rambling about a flap of plastic thing. Let's move on to the job in hand, because I need to get on and then set up for this photo shoot type affair. I'm going to open the garage door, so I've got a bit of room to work. As you can tell, I'm a bit tight in here. Very lucky my car just fits in this garage. But yes, we need to strip down all this kind of stuff, and then we can get to the radiators, and I want them out by the end of today. By the way, I wouldn't normally show you me opening the garage door, but I'd just like to show you the ridiculousness of my garage door. Now, bear in mind, I've set the springs, I've greased the thread thing, I've done everything with this garage. It's always been like this. There's a little button here, and we press it, and this is what the shit that I have to go through every time. Yeah, then it stops. Then it goes up a bit more. Then it stops. Oh, then it goes back down. No, come on now. Oh, yeah, then it stops. We'll get there eventually. No, come on now. No. It's like a disobedient dog, this door. Come on. Yeah, but that'll do. I'm not that tall. I can fit under there. I just nipped inside to check the stove's still lit, because when I've finished in the garage, I want to come in here and get in there. Oh, it's so nice and warm. Let's just have that, yeah, just ticking over like that. Oh, I could just sit here, but I need to go and get on with work. Come along now. It's just... Oh, I'm going to need a longer extension, aren't I? Oh, maybe not. I do need the right size socket, though. I thought it was an 8mm. Maybe it's a 7. Is it? Oh, it is an 8. Okay. It's an 8mm. Okay. Let's try that again. Come on now. I could just go get a longer extension. I just can't be bothered to get back up. Are you doing anything? Do you know what? I think it is a 7. Right, got a 7 and a longer extension. Let's try that again. That's better. It's a 7. Let's just loosen this Jubilee clip off, and then I'm going to assess the situation. There isn't really a situation to assess. It's just a case of pull it off and get bloody soaked. Man, my hand is freezing. Oh, it's like I've been playing in the snow. Only I haven't had any fun. Yes. So I've moved the Jubilee clip completely out of the way now. You'll probably find when you do this yourself that the hose has kind of sealed itself to the lower hose fitting on the radiator. So you can try twisting it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go get something. Yeah, I'm just going to go get some lube. Right. That's definitely coming out. I wonder if I could just leave it like that all night. And it would just kind of slowly drain the radiator in a very calming way instead of what I'm about to do. I don't think it would though. There's so much coolant. Oh, I'm gonna get so wet. I hate this. I hate this so much. Right. Let's carry on breaking that seal. Oh, things are happening. Right, yeah, that's on the cusp. Right. Okay, moment of truth. Let's get this box as far over as I can. Time to get soaked. It's gonna... See, what happens is it comes down, it hits this bar, and then comes flying towards me out that way. Eventually, then you can... Once you've got hold of the hose, you kind of want to grab it straight away and direct it down into whatever you're doing, just until the initial wave has come. But oh, believe me, it's not easy. I mean, you can see why I don't want to do this, because I've done it before. Right. Come on now, there we go. Ooh. That's so cold. Oh, just what I needed, but I was already fucking freezing. Right. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Most of it went in the box. We've got a bit of spillage here, but I'll dry that up. Right, I'll just leave that to drain now. I'm going to go get a towel. Remove this air intake ducting. Not that that really makes any difference. Of course, these are stuck on as well. However, I can put some lube on them. Just realised I wasn't actually... I don't know if that showed on the video. I wasn't actually putting lube on there, I was putting lube on the grommet. Anyway, it just happened to have come free anyway. Come on now. How long are you? You stay there. Well, that Jubilee clip's lost forever. And I've just sprayed myself in the face with coolant. Mmm, tasty. Right, let's take this off. 5/8 socket size. That's tight. It's really just that tight. Okay. There we go. There are copper washers in here, so just be careful when you remove it to make a note of how they go. You see, these are all the little jobs I need to do. I need to de-rust that again and spray it with some high temperature lacquer, and then that way that will stay non-rusty for many years. Just set that down there. Right, this should come off now, unless we've cable tied it to anything. Oh, there we go. I'm just being soft. Just come out of there, will you please? Come along now. Right. Let's just take those off. Okay. So we can set that to one side now. I'm going to polish that up again as well, because it's just starting to fur up again. Right, that's the dryer fittings sort of disconnected. It's still connected to this crossbar here. I'll do that in a minute. I'm just going to disconnect the air conditioning now. Mine's actually loose because it has no gas in the system. Obviously, if yours does, you'll need to drain the system, which I think is here. I don't know, so can't tell you how to do that. Look that up properly and safely, because you don't want to be releasing air conditioning gas into your face or whatever happens. But mine has zero gas in the system, so I'm just going to get a couple of spanners, split them apart, take that line off, and disconnect this dryer here as well, and then I can carry on with what I was doing. Yours will be considerably tighter than that. Well, you hope anyway. Where is it? Is it there? I thought it was there. Oh, it is there. It's just hiding from me. There we go. Just make sure you don't lose the O-ring off the end. Now we can prise these open carefully, no more than we need to. Work the dryer out, he says. Come on now, get out. Don't be a dick. There we go. There's one. Be careful not to damage the radiator as well. Oh, God. Too many loose items here. There's one. Right, there's the other. Right, now we'll just randomly undo things that are festooned, sprinkled across this crossmember thing. So these are the air conditioning radiator supports. Get them off. And then I believe we've got 4 fixings at the side. Well, 2 each side, and if I remember rightly, the fan shroud is holding onto this crossmember as well at the back. Yeah, I was right. So the fan shroud is connected by 1, 2, 3 fixings. If I remember right, there's 3. Maybe I'll find another one. Oops. There's one here in the middle between the 2 air intakes. Let's just take this off without dropping it. It's not bad, the XJS, actually, for dropping things, and they do tend to come out the bottom. Not like modern cars. Modern cars, I swear they've got like some sort of bit holder down there that just swallows things up. Right, I'll take it over the other side, just do the last one. Go the right way, doesn't it? Come on now. Oh, it's so cold. My fingers are numb. Right. So if I've done all that correctly, I should be able to, let me just put these down out of the way. And zoom out a bit. Should be able to kind of work this forwards off the fan shroud, like so, and remove. That's a point. I'll just show you this down here. So you may have noticed when I was undoing these 2, this bit I only undid 2, and that's because this one is glued in. It's another job that I may do this winter. They're supposed to have a fixed nut underneath, and at some point this one got destroyed. I did one time try putting a nut and bolt on. I cut a hole through here which has got a blank plate on now, so I could get a spanner in, but then I thought that's just too much faff and it's not a structural bit, so I just glue it in for like so, and it looks nice. But it'd be nice to try and get something fixed for that. Maybe I could put some sort of thread in there. I don't know what the fix is, but for now that one can just go with the other ones. Where did I put them? Down there. All these bits get filed in a minute, and I'll show you that. Very important to keep track of all the bits you take off a car. I'm sure you know that, but I do see a lot of guys, you know, just ripping bits off cars, chucking them in boxes, and I wouldn't want to do that because I wouldn't know where everything went back. Anyway, geez, look at the state of the top of that radiator. Oh, that doesn't belong on my car. Let me just move this out of the way. All right. Okay. So yeah, I've not not particularly surprised that that looks like that. I'd kind of forgotten how rusty it was. Like I said, this was a spare radiator that was gifted to me by another Facebook group user, a guy called, his name is completely gone now. I'll remember that and I'll say it later. Ian Butterworth, that's it. Don't know why my brain just fires it at me when I say I've forgotten. Ian Butterworth, another fantastic guy who just gives away free parts occasionally. So yeah, this was gifted to me just in time for my other radiator to spring a leak out of the bottom. The other radiator being the one that it was there. I decided to move it away from the door. I could see what was going to happen. So it's actually over there, just behind that board at the moment. Obviously that's been recalled, so we're going to take this spare one out, which is perfectly good, but cosmetically, oh dear, that just doesn't belong on Jaguar OCD's car, does it? And here's the air conditioning radio, which I know you'll be saying now, well, that looks fine. Down the bottom, it's all the fins are flaking off, and I repainted this a few years ago just to kind of make it look nice, but it really is beyond its best. So that's coming out. Let's get this out first. In fact, that should just lift out now. Yeah, it does. I don't know why I'm faffing about thinking I need to undo anything else. Let's just pop that over there. It really isn't that bad, actually, is it? I am being OCD. But I just remember this annoyed me. This just annoys me. And yeah, it's really not that bad. Well, whatever. Maybe it'll end up going back in. I kind of seem to remember, I thought it was a lot worse than that. This is how my brain works. I get obsessed about things and then spend money that I didn't need to. May or may not make any difference. It did make a difference. Right, I'll just leave that there for a sec, because there's probably still going to be a bit of coolant in that pipe, so I'll get something underneath it. I'll go loosen the other one off. That one, of course, that one's the 6. Bloody hell. I need to go to the Jubilee clip store and buy a load of Jubilee clips, all the same size. Trouble is, these have all been replaced at different times over the years, and they're all different sizes. It's just how it goes. Get out of the way. Come on now. Let it past. Right. And I think I'm just gonna lube that anyway. I'm not even gonna try. See if I can crack that one off. Difficult to get my hand on it, but there we go. Right, that's loose as well. A bit more faff in this side. They did pack a lot of stuff in this area. Let's just get round here and work this off. There we go. Just stay there. Come on now. Ah yes, I remember now. So when you take the bottom hose off, if I just zoom in above where, there it is, above where that bottom hose has come off, you see there's another, what are they called, hose there. Right, to push that hose back up out of my way. Let's get this small ratchet on this Jubilee clip. I'll try and, trouble is, there's not really anywhere to get my hand to push up. I'm going to go upstairs and reach down, see if that works. out the way. Oh, for God's sake. You stubborn bastard. Right, I think, and I say I think because I can't remember, that the only thing holding this radiator in the car now is the transmission cooler lines. There's one at the top and whoop, one down there. So they're a 2-spanner job. You might be tempted to do it with 1 spanner. You might be successful, but the risk is that this is seized and you will shear off the fitting off the radiator, and then you're in trouble. I'm using metric. I don't know if it is supposed to be metric, but I've got a 16 on the radiator and a 19 on the fitting. These have been off before, so mine shouldn't be too tight. Right, just before I, completely undo that, I'm going to put a tray down underneath to catch inevitable dribbles. Tray is in place. Oh, come on now. Quite a long thread on this, actually. Will you now? That's better. Just stop flapping about. So once you take that front crossmember off, all the radiator stuff just likes to flap about everywhere. Right. That's free. No dribbling so far. Oh, yeah, I spoke too soon. Yeah. It's going to run down there and into my tray. That's fine. Let's go and do the bottom one. Handy little tip for you guys is undo the bottom one first, because of course now I've just realised I'm just adding to the risk of transmission fluid coming down and hitting me in the face. I don't remember this being so difficult, but maybe it's just been a while and I've forgotten, or maybe I've got the wrong spanner set. I don't know. Just how do you get on there? Is that no? Ah, there. All right, maybe. Let's see how we get on there. I haven't really got much purchase on the undoing stage there. Let's see if I can get on better. Ah, that's better. No, that's doing up. That's no good at all. We need to go. Jesus Christ, this is annoying. Right. Let's stop messing about now. Ow! That was looser than I expected. Let's see if I'll turn my hand. Probably not. No, I don't know why I even thought that would work. No. I really cannot feel my hands. It's very difficult to work when one can't feel one's hands. Just let's get sensible now, shall we? I feel like that could almost turn my hand. Oh, it's so frustratingly close to turning my hand. I could get up and get a shorter spanner now, which would fit just nicely in here. But I can't be bothered to get up. And, you know you're sharing in my pain. Because you know what this is like. Oh, I definitely... It's tightening up a bit. I definitely couldn't have done that by hand. Stop bashing off my paintwork. I have above average underbody paintwork. I don't want it all scratched. Thank you very much. This is taking a very long time. Oh, now the spanner's fallen out my hand. At least the other one's behaving itself. Good 17 spanner. Very good. Oh, could have done a bit more on that one. Let's see Let's see how we're getting on. Are we near the... Oh, yes. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, I spoke way too soon. Okay. I'm going to leave this running. I'm not going to edit this out. This is the reality of buying a classic car, everyone. If you're watching this thinking, I need a rest, I've got thumb cramp, another classic car specialty. But yes, if you're thinking of buying an old car and working on it yourself, sometimes fucking bastard, get on there. Sometimes highly rewarding, and other times just this tiny little frustrating arsehole spanner movements in a cold, lonely garage while everyone else is inside being all warm and sociable, or down the pub with their mates, and here you are fingering your car. It's just why am I doing this? What am I getting out of this right now? I'll tell you what I'm getting out of it. The knowledge that in a month or two I'll be putting all this back together and it'll all be beautiful. And instead of being alone in the garage, I can be alone in the car. Fucking hell, are we not even there yet? What the... How long is this thread? Is there any need? Oh, this must be loose by now. Come on now. Come on, Thumb. I only need you to work for another 10 seconds, then you can cramp up again. Are you off yet? Is that still threading? Do you know what? I have a feeling that was actually off quite a long time ago and I've just been turning it pointlessly. Now I'm dribbling on the floor. Get the tray. Get the tray. There's the tray. Right. Oh, get me out of here. Right. So, I've left some tools down there. That's a bad idea. Do you know, I'm just going to leave them there because I don't want to reach under and get fluid on my arm. But they're both off. That's draining into a tray. That's fine. Ugh. So I think, if I'm right, this radiator is now ready to elevate itself from the car. Now, it's not that simple. One thing that pisses me off when I do this, and I'm going to address this time, is the on these later cars, you've got these shock absorbers. I don't know if on the earlier cars, possibly, sort of impact shock absorbers. And for some reason, Jaguar made incredibly long, where'd the back, yeah, see that thread there at the end of my massive finger? They made the threads incredibly long and almost long enough to catch your radiator on the way out. So I'm going to trim them down this time when I've got everything out, because it always annoys me trying to get a nice pristine radiator in, and those threads, I'm trying to show the other one, but I can't find it, but they end up scratching all down the front of your radiator, or even worse, catching on your fins. And there's just no need for them to be that long. But let's set the camera up, and with a bit of wiggly jiggledy pokery, I should be able to lift that out, and then more coolant is going to go everywhere, so I'm going to get a towel ready first. Ah, yes, I remember there's a... Down in this bottom corner, it always catches on the bottom of the fan shroud. I can't remember the procedure for avoiding that. Let's just use this light and see what's going on. Yeah, because the electric fan circular outer sticks out further than the fan shroud, it fouls on where the bottom hose comes off. And then, like I said, you can't pull the radiator any further forward because of the thread thing sticking this way. It's all fun and games. Had a little think. Don't like thinking too hard, but I think what I'm going to do is undo the fan shroud at the bottom, and maybe it'll move a bit further this way and allow the radiator to come out. So what I'm going to undo is, oops, these fittings here. Of course, now I've got to contend with dribbling coolant and dribbling transmission fluid. So again, in hindsight, probably be a good idea to have undone these earlier. And this is what happens when you don't really know what you're doing. That's fine. That one there, I think. Helps if you go the right way. Come on now, there we go. There's only 3 of these, 2 of these, maybe only 2 actually. I thought there was one in the middle, but for the 3rd time this year, and it's December, I think I might be wrong. Right, that's that. That lifts that way, yes, okay. Let's go do that one over there. Hands are too cold to grip, and it's all slippery with coolant now. I hate coolant. It is one of the worst things to get on your hands. But obviously that's a bit of a dramatic statement. Clearly lava would be a worse thing to get on your hands, but in the garage, coolant is just annoying because it makes it all greasy and it just never dries up. Right, that's loose. Let's just... Oh, it's already disconnected. I did loosen that before. Let's just disconnect the fan. And also on the fan, electrical fan wiring, you've got your temperature sensor fittings down here. Now I'm just going to see if I let go of that. Right, so it's a black wire and a green and brown wire. I don't think you know if it matters which way around they go, but I just need to remember the black one goes on top. I do think undoing all that has given me a tiny bit more room. It might just be enough. This might be how I did it last time. Haha! I do think it was. Right, okay. Let's get this radiator out without dropping it on the wing. There we go. Oh, I need to... That temperature sensor wiring just needs unclipping from the shroud and leaving on the car. Which way does it go? I'm sure it goes that way. Yes, it does. That's now separate as well. Yes. Okay, success. Yeah, we've still got... Oh, that one's... Yeah, sorry, that one came out with the radiator, so that one's there. That just pops back in there. That's the radiator mounts. There's your air conditioning radiator mounts in front. We're going to remove those and I'm going to get those powder coated up, or at least give them a repaint, because they were very tired and I did refurb them gently years ago. Stick some new grommets in them, but you can see they're pretty pitted. So we'll address that. Let's just get that Jubilee clip that belongs with this hose here. Come on now. Let's just pop that on there. Okay, I did notice as well actually, I just spun my fan and it's pretty stiff even when the engine's stone cold, so I think that might be due for a renewal as well. I'm gonna ask on the Facebook groups about that. I think that's a bit too stiff. I think it should spin a lot more freely than that when cold, but that's another job. Do you know what I've just realised? The whole point of rushing this video was that I wanted a photo of me lifting radiator out of car, and it's already over there. So I'm going to slot it back in here. I'm not going to mess about with the fan shroud. I'm going to set the camera up over here looking this way, and to all the people in the magazine, all the people looking at the magazine, they will think I am genuinely lifting the radiator out for the first time. You guys will know that it's a completely fake setup photo, but that's how it is. Let's just pop that back in there. Sit it on its... It's getting stuck in that hose, but that'll do. And then I think some sort of lift photo look like I know what I'm doing. Right, well that's about it for this video. All I've got left to do really is sort this pool of coolant out. All I'm going to do for that is take a nice clean microfibre, which is Spanish for microfiber in my head, and just, whoops, just take a jug at a time. It's a bit of a, oh, don't dribble. It's a bit of a lengthy process, but and there's probably a quicker way of doing this. You can get yourself some sort of fancy pump or some other invention, but this works for me, and now I know I can reuse this coolant. Obviously, if you're doing this for the first time in like 10 years, just get rid of the coolant in a responsible manner and flush the system and refill it. Maybe I'll do a video on flushing the system while it's all empty. I don't know. Anyway, not only is that the end of this video, because I've already edited it, and again, we're at 45 minutes. I did explain in the last video over the winter works. I'm just gonna have long videos with not a lot in them. At least I've covered one job, so I can put that on the list. Well, two jobs. We've taken the radiator off, and we've taken the fan shroud off. I would have liked to have done more in this video, but like I said, that's the reality of classic car ownership. But yes, not only is it the end of this video, it's now December the 11th. Yeah. I'm trying to think which chocolate I had this morning off my advent calendar. It was the 11th chocolate. So it is the end of the year. I won't be doing another video this year. So once I finish pouring this jug, I'm going to do a bit like I did last year, an end of year thanks to you all for watching and subscribing. Very kind of you. Hidden behind here. Now you see what I moved out of the way, because I did not want to ruin. It's not brandy this time, it's single malt scotch. It's a little bit early in the morning to be drinking, but I wanted to get this video done and edited today. So cheers, happy Christmas and a happy new year. Glenmorangie, very nice. Next year, well, the first video will be carrying on stripping down the front. We'll take the oil cooler off, those cross-member bars, because then basically I can almost sit in the front of the engine and take the fan off and the belts and the tensioners. It's certainly the tensioners need to go, whoops, nearly. The tensioners certainly need to go off to be powder coated, or at least I need to refurb them in here to a higher standard than I did a few years ago, because they've all started to fur up. The belts themselves have only been on for a couple of years, so they will just be going back on. But we'll give the front of the engine a clean up as well. Take the entire cooling system off. I'm taking the water rails off, I've decided, because I refurbed them about a year or two ago as well. But again, didn't spray them with high temperature lacquer, so they've started furring up again. It's just a lot of random little jobs to do, and then of course the big job. Get down to those cam covers and strip them off. I am just rambling now. This is probably one of my most rambly videos, mainly because I'm concentrating on not spilling coolant everywhere. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to carry that on after I've pressed stop. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year, and hopefully see you all next year. Bye. Oh, sorry, not bye. Cheers. Right, let's turn you fuckers off. Get on with some actual work.